Hello, and this is a story today about private landlords and tenants on universal credit. This story today is all about the private landlords who have tenants on universal credit because they are becoming increasingly difficult to pay their rent and they are in rent arrears. So there's already been stories about the from the FCA, the Financial Conduct Authority, have said that UC claimants have been turning to loan sharks because of the so-called benefit does not provide enough money to pay their bills. This means that they must pay back the loans at enormous rates of interest, putting themselves into extra debt and obviously putting all of their stuff into possible repossession. Now we find that private landlords who traditionally rent at higher prices than their social housing counterparts are also already concerned about tenants falling into arrears. So not only is universal credit a failure because it pushes tenants into debt rather than helping to ensure their financial security, but it also pushes landlords into financial difficulty and then obviously less likely to want to have universal credit claimants renting their properties because they're not going to get their money. So a survey from the Residential Landlords Association found that 54% of private landlords have tenants in receipt of universal credit who have rental arrears, putting them at increased risk of potential repossession. Of these, 54%, 82% said that the arrears only began after a new claim for UC or after a tenant had been moved to UC from housing benefit. And of course 68% of landlords said that there was a shortfall between the cost of rent and the amount of paid by UC. Landlords can obviously ask the DWP for rent to be paid directly to them instead of the claimant, but the RLA says it takes an average of 8.5 weeks for this to be set up. The problem is it becomes so bad that 62% of landlords fear their tenants won't be able to afford rent payments when they are moved to UC, which is expected to be completed by December 2023, if the Tories are still in power. So essentially what they're saying is that landlords who are in the private sector are now increasingly worried about people on UC, and this will mean that they are less likely to rent their properties, which will decrease the number of properties available to those on benefits. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that little story today. It is, of course, another story in the UC coffin of nails that just proves how stupid it is and a ridiculous system that needs to be scrapped. But you know, we've still got this stupid Tory government in power, and nothing will be done until that's changed. So I think we fear that if we could hold off until a new government comes in, then we should be a little bit better off, providing of course the idiots don't then vote for the Tories again. However, we'll wait and see. Right then, I'll catch you again. Bye for now.